Hi folks, I'm Matt and welcome to My Expanded Universe, a show where I go through the entire EU in chronological order as best I know how. Folks, I'm going to talk to you about 3 short stories today, and the first 2 I'm going to talk about are written by Timothy Zahn. Yes, Timothy Zahn. It's going to be fun. The first one is called First Contact. Now this came out in the Star Wars Adventure Journal #1, and in it, Talon Karrde is basically trying to uncover this little wicked scheme where these people are hunting these aliens, but these aliens happen to be sentient beings. Oh no, the cruelness! Well, during this, he's going to encounter Mara Jade for the first time. Yes, this is Mara Jade and Talon meeting for the first time, when Harry met Sally, so to speak. And Mara's like, you know what? I like you, Karrde. I'm going to go ahead and, join your group of ragtag miscreants. So it's interesting for that purpose. Again, the Star Wars Adventure Journal, they came out swinging. West End Games' finest creation probably was their Adventure Journal because of all the great short stories that came out of it. And this is another one. Like, hey, if you like Mara Jade, you're going to love this story. If you like, Timothy Zahn's little sandbox of characters, this is a nice addition to it. So I did enjoy it. Now, the next one I'm going to talk about is kind of unique. You see, when the 20th year anniversary of Heir to the Empire came out, they decided to reprint the book in a nice silver format. In fact, I have a copy on my shelf. And I remember when it came out, I was like, well, I'm not buying that. I already have the hardback. Why do I want the special edition one? What's it going to have, deleted scenes? No, it's going to have an extra short story. And when I heard that, I was like, oh, dang it, I got to get it. This one's called Crisis of Faith. In this one, Thrawn battles his arch rival, Nuso Isra. I don't know how you pronounce his name. But they're on this planet called Quithold. And there are these 2 battling factions on there. Nuso's taking the side of one, Thrawn takes the side of the other, and they're kind of battling it out through them. Now, Nuso, even though we've never heard of him ever before, is the arch rival to Thrawn. He's like Thrawn's Moriarty to Thrawn's Sherlock Holmes, so to speak. And he's very brilliant too, and he's in the unknown regions, and he wants to rule the unknown regions and get rid of Thrawn and vice versa. Now, the point to this whole story is of course, Thrawn, the mastermind, outwits his opponent, eliminates him, and now it's time to set his focus on restoring the Empire. It kind of serves as a prequel to Heir to the Empire, but to be honest, it's unnecessary. You don't have to read. It's not like, ooh, so that's why blank happens in Heir to the Empire. It wasn't like that. It's still a good story. I just got a question, why, if we've never heard of Nuso, why are we supposed to care about him now? That was my only little complaint. There was like, okay, sure, you say he's your arch rival, but we've never heard from him, and we never hear from him again. He's not in any other story yet. I don't think he is. And so here's Thrawn going, it's my arch nemesis. You're like, really? I didn't know you had one. So I know what Zahn was trying to do. He said, hey, let's give a bonus Thrawn story in there. Let's talk about what he was dealing with before he decided to rebuild the Empire and start these trilogies. I get that. I get that completely. But the story was, it's okay. If you like Thrawn, then you're going to love the story and you should go ahead and get it. I was so excited, though, that the 20-year anniversary edition of Heir to the Empire came out. I was like, oh, great. So next year they're going to make The Approaching Storm 20th anniversary edition, and Timothy Zahn's going to write another short story, right? And then we're going to do that for the last one, too, The Last Command. Ooh, I can't wait. And those never came out. I was a little upset. I was like, no, you did the first book. You got to reprint them all. And just because I wanted more short stories, but that's really weird. Of course, that's how I was with my expanded universe. I wanted them to reprint books so they could give short stories, so I could buy the book just to read the short story. I have a problem. Third short story I want to talk about was in the Star Wars Online Hyperspace on StarWars.com. It was written by Christopher Serersi, if I'm pronouncing that right, and it's called Crossroads. And this one, Leia returns from a diplomatic mission from the Hyperspace cluster, and she's thinking, you know what? Me and Han, we kind of put our love life on hold. We've kind of been really busy. Han's, General Solo's been out on a mission trying to, capture Warlord Zin's. And here I am just trying to bring more, worlds into the New Republic. Just met with the Hyperspace cluster. We may have something good going on there. Yeah, hint, hint, this happens before another huge novel that we'll talk about later. But the story's okay. It's okay. Basically setting up the fact that Han and Leia, yeah, they were in love, but because of everything that's happened the past couple of years, they just haven't been able to be together and haven't been able to grow that relationship as much as Leia would want. It basically sets up an explanation for the next book in the series, which is Courtship of Princess Leia, which we'll talk about in another video. See you then.